Hey everyone, and welcome back. We've got another deep dive ready for you.
Ready to go.
This one is especially for those of you prepping for the big government exams.
Oh yeah, RBI, SEBI, NABARD.
Even UPSC.
Yeah.
We're talking PAN 2.0.
Straight from the Ministry of Finance.
Hot off the press. So before we jump in,
Yes.
if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to the channel. And click the notification bell
Very important.
so you don't miss any future deep dives.
Got to stay informed.
Okay, so PAN,
The permanent account number.
it's already pretty crucial in India.
Oh, for sure.
Been around since 1972.
Yeah.
It's that 10-digit code
Unique code.
that links all your financial transactions,
Everything.
taxes, investments, you name it,
Your PAN is there.
helping keep things transparent.
Transparency is key.
But now get this.
What's that?
The government's rolling out a huge upgrade,
Huge.
PAN 2.0.
That's what we're talking about.
So what's the big deal? What does it actually mean for you?
What does it mean?
That's what we're here to find out.
Let's find out.
I'm excited to dig into this.
Me too. This is big.
So one of the most interesting things I've read about PAN 2.0
Yeah.
is that it's designed to make the entire system
The whole thing.
more user-friendly
Way more.
and efficient.
Absolutely.
Right now, there are multiple portals
So many portals.
and a lot of paper-based processes,
Ugh, paper.
which can be a real headache.
For everyone involved?
I can definitely see how navigating different websites for PAN stuff
Oh, tell me about it.
could get old fast.
So fast.
So PAN 2.0 is going to address this
It is.
by bringing all those services
Every single one.
together under one roof
Finally.
on the Income Tax Department website.
Just one place.
One portal for everything PAN.
Exactly.
No more jumping around.
Nope.
So it's streamlining things.
In a big way.
Big way.
And there's another huge benefit.
Oh.
They're making the whole process paperless.
Paperless.
Applying for a PAN, updating your information.
Wow.
It's all going digital with PAN 2.0.
That's incredible.
Not only is this great for the environment,
Of course.
but it can actually help cut down on corruption.
Okay, that's a point I hadn't considered.
Really?
How so?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
When you eliminate paper forms
Right.
and physical documents,
Okay.
you reduce the opportunities for fraud
I see.
or manipulation.
Makes sense.
Everything is tracked electronically,
Gotcha.
making the system much more transparent
Okay.
and accountable.
So it's kind of a built-in safeguard.
Exactly. Plus, getting a new PAN under this system
Yeah.
will be free
Free.
and much faster.
Wow, free and faster.
That's a win-win.
That's a win-win for sure.
It is. And they're also seriously boosting security
Oh, how so?
with a dedicated PAN data vault
Interesting.
to protect all that personal and demographic information.
So no more worrying about your PAN details floating around in filing cabinets somewhere.
Exactly.
What about people who already have a PAN card, though?
Right. Good question.
Do they need to reapply for a new
I
one?
don't need to worry.
It's good.
If your current PAN card is valid,
Okay.
you're all set.
Yep.
You only need to reapply if you need to update your information.
Makes sense.
But even though the card itself isn't changing,
Right.
there is a key element that will be enhanced under PAN 2.0.
Okay. What's that?
The dynamic QR code.
The QR code,
Yep,
right? I remember seeing that on my PAN card.
you probably do.
So what's changing with that?
Well, the QR code itself has been around since 2017-18,
Oh, really?
but PAN 2.0 is going to upgrade it
I see.
to make sure it's displaying the latest data from the
Okay.
PAN database.
Makes sense.
Plus, there's a dedicated QR reader app
Cool.
that, with a quick scan,
Huh?
can display all your key information,
Like what?
your photo signature name, parents' names, date of birth.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. It sounds like they're pulling out all the stops. Oh, yeah. To make this new system user-friendly and efficient.
It's a complete overhaul.
But I'm also curious about the bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
We've talked about the benefits for taxpayers,
Right.
but what about the government's perspective?
What about it?
What's driving this massive upgrade?
Oh, there are a lot of factors at play there.
Can you give us some insights into those?
Absolutely. First, PAN 2.0 aligns perfectly with the government's Digital India initiative.
Digital India. Right.
They're pushing to digitize and streamline processes across the board.
That makes sense.
And this is a major step in that direction.
So this is about more than just making life easier for taxpayers.
Much more.
It's about modernizing the entire system.
The whole thing.
Exactly. By bringing PAN services online,
Online.
the government can reduce their own costs
For sure.
and allocate resources more effectively.
Much more effectively.
But it goes even deeper than that.
Deeper.
PAN 2.0 is really about transforming the relationship
Transform.
between the government
Uh-huh.
and its citizens.
Very interesting.
Now that's interesting.
It is.
How so?
When you create a system that's easy to use and understand,
Right.
you build trust
Crus.
and encourage voluntary compliance.
I see.
If interacting with the tax system isn't a dreaded chore,
Okay.
people are more likely to participate willingly.
So you're actually encouraging people to do the right thing
Exactly.
by making it easier for them.
Exactly.
This, in turn,
Yeah.
can lead to better tax collection
Oh, yeah.
and a stronger economy overall.
Absolutely.
It's fascinating how something like a technology upgrade
I know, right?
can have such a ripple effect.
It really can.
And it's not just about domestic benefits either.
No.
PAN 2.0 is also being designed to meet international standards.
Absolutely.
They're working towards obtaining ISO certifications,
Key certifications.
like ISO 27001 for security.
Yep.
And ISO 9001 for quality management.
Very important.
I've heard of ISO certifications,
Me too.
but to be honest, I don't really know what they mean.
Oh, yeah?
Why are they important in this context?
Well, ISO certifications demonstrate that a system
Okay.
meets globally recognized standards
I see.
for quality and security.
Okay.
This is huge for India's international credibility.
I can see that.
It signals to foreign investors and businesses
Okay.
that they can trust the Indian financial system.
So it's a stamp of approval
You could say that.
from a respected international body,
Exactly.
which can then attract more investment
For sure.
and boost the economy even further.
Makes sense.
So it's about showing the world that India is serious
Very serious.
about creating a secure and reliable financial environment.
That's it.
Exactly. And that can have a big impact on India's standing in the global economy.
A big impact.
This is all really insightful.
Glad you think so.
But I know many of our listeners are focused on those upcoming government exams.
Right.
How can we connect this to their needs?
Well, PAN 2.0 is practically guaranteed to be a hot topic in those exams,
A bit.
especially for roles related to finance and governance.
Of course.
It's a prime example of the government's commitment to modernization
Modernization.
and digital transformation,
Key themes.
which are key themes you'll encounter across various exam syllabi.
So understanding the ins and outs of PAN 2.0 is crucial for anyone hoping to land a job in those sectors.
It's absolutely crucial.
It demonstrates an understanding of current affairs
Uh-huh.
and the government's policy direction,
Exactly.
which is essential for any aspiring government official.
Essential.
Okay, so we've established that having a PAN card is important
Very important.
and that PAN 2.0 is bringing about some major changes.
Huge changes.
But who exactly needs a PAN card in India?
Okay, good question. The rules are very specific.
Lay it on me.
If your total income exceeds the taxable limit,
Okay,
or if you're responsible for someone whose income does,
right.
you need a PAN. Charities filing returns under Section 139(4)(a) also need one.
Okay.
And for businesses, if your sales turnover or gross receipts are likely to go over 5 lakh rupees in a year,
Okay.
you need a PAN card as well.
And don't forget about those big financial transactions.
Yes!
Like buying or selling property where quoting a PAN is mandatory,
Exactly.
right? And there are serious penalties for not having a PAN when you're required to.
Big penalties.
We're talking about a hefty Rs 10,000 fine.
That's a lot.
Ouch. That's a good reason to make sure you're compliant.
It's important. And it's also important to remember that holding multiple PAN cards is illegal.
Multiple PAN cards.
Illegal.
PAN 2.0 is designed to prevent this
It is.
by using improved systems to catch duplicate applications.
Catch them red-handed.
Exactly. One PAN per person, and make sure you have it when you need it.
Absolutely.
Now, while we're on the topic of essential financial numbers, let's briefly touch on TAN,
TAN.
or the Tax Deduction and Collection Account Number.
Yeah, important number.
Ah, yes, TAN.
Right.
It's another 10-digit alphanumeric code.
Uh-huh.
But this one's specifically for businesses
Businesses.
or entities
Entities.
that are deducting or collecting tax at source.
At source.
It's also known as TDS or TCS.
TDS, TCS.
Exactly. It's essential for filing returns, making payments, and issuing TDS, TCS certificates.
Think of it as another piece of the puzzle
Okay,
when it comes to ensuring compliance with tax regulations.
we got it. So to recap, PAN 2.0 is a major overhaul of the tax registration system in India.
Major overhaul.
It's bringing everything online for convenience and efficiency,
Everything online.
boosting security,
Security is key.
and even helping to prevent corruption.
A lot of benefits.
And remember, Having a PAN card isn't just about following the rules.
No.
It's about participating in a transparent and efficient financial system.
A system that benefits everyone.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground so far.
We have.
But before we move on, I'd love to hear from you. What stands out to you as particularly impactful or interesting?
About PAN 2.0.
About PAN 2.0 so far, share your thoughts with us. And we'll be back in a moment to delve even deeper into this exciting new development.
Can't wait. Welcome back, everybody.
Let's jump back into our exploration of PAN 2.0.
Yes.
I want to dig a little deeper into some of the finer points.
Deeper we go.
Now, earlier we touched on how this upgrade benefits taxpayers and the government.
Mm-hmm.
But are there any potential challenges?
Mm.
It seems like such a massive shift.
A big one.
There have to be some hurdles along the way.
Oh, there are always hurdles.
For instance,
Well, one concern is the digital divide.
the digital divide, right?
India has made incredible progress in expanding internet access.
They have.
But there are still areas, especially in rural communities,
I can see that.
where connectivity is unreliable or non-existent.
So for people in those areas, accessing the new online system could be a real problem.
It could be a barrier for sure.
Exactly. It could unintentionally exclude some segments of the population from the benefits of PAN 2.0.
That's a valid concern. Another challenge is cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
We talked about the PAN data vault
Right.
and the efforts to protect personal information,
Uh-huh.
but any digital system is vulnerable to cyber attacks or data breaches.
That's a valid concern. Especially with a system as large and interconnected as this one, it's bound to be a target for hackers.
No system is perfect.
Precisely so, the government will need to be extremely vigilant
Oh, absolutely.
and invest heavily in cybersecurity infrastructure
For sure.
to ensure that the system is robust and secure.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it?
It is?
Creating a system that's user-friendly and efficient,
Right.
but also ironclad when it comes to security.
Absolutely. It's a constant challenge,
A challenge for sure.
but one that has to be addressed head on.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and go back to something we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
The dynamic QR code on the new PAN cards.
The QR code. Right.
Can you walk us through exactly what information it will contain
Of course I can.
and how it can be verified?
The QR code will essentially hold a digital copy of your key PAN details.
Oh.
Your name, photograph, signature, date of birth,
Uh-huh.
and even your parents' names.
So it's like a mini portable database right there on your card.
Yes, you could say that. And to verify the information, all someone needs is the dedicated QR reader app.
Oh.
They simply scan the code and all the details are displayed on their device.
That's pretty impressive. It sounds a lot more secure than just relying on a physical card.
It is much more secure.
It makes it much harder to tamper with or forge information.
Much harder.
And it ensures that the information being presented is always up to date.
Always the latest data.
Now, earlier we touched on the government's motivation for this upgrade.
Right.
But I want to go a little deeper.
A little deeper.
How does PAN 2.0 fit into the bigger picture of the Digital India Initiative?
It's a perfect example of that initiative in action.
Okay.
Digital India is all about leveraging technology to improve governance, empower citizens, and boost economic growth.
And PAN 2.0 checks all those boxes.
It certainly does.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. By digitizing PAN services,
Yeah.
the government is eliminating unnecessary bureaucracy
Yeah.
and making it easier for citizens to interact with the system.
I see.
This saves time, reduces costs,
Right.
and increases transparency.
Transparency is key.
It also empowers citizens by giving them more control over their own financial information.
So it's about streamlining processes,
Streamlining.
but it's also about empowering people.
Empowering people, exactly. And ultimately, all of this contributes to economic growth.
Right.
A more efficient and transparent financial system attracts investment, encourages entrepreneurship,
Right.
and fosters a more robust economy overall.
It's amazing how interconnected all of these things are.
It really is. And PAN 2.0 is a prime example of how seemingly small changes
More changes.
can have a huge impact on the system as a whole.
Now, we talked about how PAN 2.0 will improve tax compliance by making the system more user-friendly.
Uh-huh.
But what about the potential for increased tax revenue?
Hmm.
Could this upgrade actually lead to the government collecting more taxes?
That's certainly a possibility.
Okay.
When you reduce the friction and hassle
PASA.
associated with tax compliance,
Right.
people are more likely to participate willingly.
They are.
And when more people are paying their taxes accurately and on time,
Uh-huh.
it naturally leads to an increase in revenue for the government.
So it's not about squeezing more out of people.
No, not at all.
It's about creating a system where people are actually incentivized to comply.
Exactly. Incentives, not force.
And that can have a significant impact on the government's ability to fund essential services and infrastructure projects.
Absolutely essential services need funding.
Sounds like a win-win for everyone involved.
A win-win situation.
Now, earlier, we discussed the importance of those ISO certifications for India's global credibility.
Yes, those are important.
But I'm wondering, are there any potential downsides to striving for these international standards?
That's an interesting question.
Could it come at a cost?
That's a very insightful question. And yes, there can be some challenges
Okay.
associated with pursuing those certifications.
Like what?
One potential downside is that it can sometimes lead to a focus on meeting technical requirements
Okay.
rather than addressing the actual needs of the people
Well, I see.
using the system.
So it's important to make sure that the focus remains on creating a system
The user-focused system.
that's truly beneficial for the people it's designed to serve.
Absolutely. It's about finding the right balance
Wow.
between meeting international standards
Uh-huh.
and ensuring that the system is tailored to the specific needs
Okay.
and context of the Indian population.
It sounds like a complex balancing act.
It is a complex balancing act.
And it requires careful planning and execution
Absolutely.
to ensure that the pursuit of those certifications doesn't inadvertently create new
Barriers,
or challenges
challenges for sure.
for the people who rely on the system.
The people are what matter.
This deep dive into PAN 2.0 has been really something.
It has
We've covered so much ground,
a lot of ground.
from those practical benefits for taxpayers
Right.
to the broader implications for India's digital economy
Digital economy,
and global standing.
global impact.
And for our listeners who are prepping for those government exams,
Oh, yeah.
RBI, SEBI, NABARD, UPSC,
All the big ones.
this is pure gold.
Solid gold.
PAN 2.0 is practically a textbook example of the government's vision
It really is.
for a modern digital India.
Digital India.
It demonstrates a commitment to efficiency,
Efficiency.
transparency,
Transparency.
and global best practices,
Best practices for sure.
all themes that are bound to pop up in those exam questions.
You'll definitely see them.
Absolutely. So make sure you have a solid grasp of the key takeaways.
Putty up.
Now, before we wrap things up,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Something to ponder.
We've discussed the immediate impacts,
The here and now.
but what about the long-term implications of PAN 2.0?
The long view.
How might this upgrade shape the future
The future.
of financial technology and governance in India?
Interesting question.
Any predictions?
Well, if PAN 2.0 is successful,
And it seems like it has the potential.
I think so.
It could pave the way for even more ambitious digital initiatives
Oh, ambitious.
in other sectors.
Other sectors, for sure.
Imagine similar tech-driven overhauls
Tech-driven.
in healthcare,
Healthcare.
education,
Education.
or even social welfare programs.
Wow, that would be a game changer.
So this could be the catalyst for a truly interconnected and efficient government ecosystem.
A fully digital ecosystem.
And as the PAN database grows and becomes more integrated,
More integrated.
it could unlock incredible possibilities
Possibilities.
for data analytics
Data is king.
and policymaking.
Better policy.
The government could then use this data to gain a deeper
A
understanding
deeper understanding.
of economic trends, identify areas for improvement,
Areas for improvement.
and create more targeted policies.
Targeted policy.
Exactly. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Just the beginning.
Think about the potential for innovation
Innovation.
in financial technology,
Fintech.
with a more streamlined and secure platform
Streamlined and secure.
for financial transactions.
Right.
We could see a boom in new digital payment solutions,
Digital payment.
micro-lending platforms,
Microlending.
and even blockchain-based applications.
Oh, blockchain. Oh, wow.
It's exciting to think about all the possibilities that PAN 2.0 might unlock.
It's a whole new world.
It certainly is. We're on the cusp of a potential financial technology revolution in India.
A revolution.
And PAN 2.0 could be one of the driving forces behind it.
Driving us forward.
Well, one thing's for sure.
What's that?
We'll be here to break it all down for you as it unfolds.
Every step of the way.
Be sure to stay tuned for more deep dive
More deep dives.
into the most important topics shaping our world.
the topics that matter.
And in the meantime,
Yeah,
We encourage you to explore the source material further.
definitely.
We've included links to all the reports and articles we referenced
In the show notes.
in the show notes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
All the